The whole card market is down right now, but what cards do you think are really underrated and good buys?
So
Well,
I would say the Chaos Legion cards that you think are like the best cards out there in Chaos Legion are, it's probably the best time to buy those.
yeah.
You
I,
know,
I want
as
to highlight a few if you don't mind.
yeah, go for it.
All right, so a few that I think are kind of underrated. I think this Radiated Brute is a really strong card, especially for 5 mana, because when you get it to level 4, it has that 3 melee, and then you get the +1 with the new summoner. That thing hits hard. So I think that card is a steal right now. Let's see what else. There's a couple other ones. I think this Shadow Snitch, especially for silver, is a great buy. I love the reach cards. It gives you a lot of flexibility. And then coming down further, again, another reach. But this Sneak, the Stitch Leech, I think is a solid card. It's getting used a lot. This Sneak right here, was a Silent Shovey. This Goblin Tower, this thing is pretty solid. Get a 3 range attack at level 3, plus you get the blast ability. This thing, it's a little expensive to play, but it's not too bad. And the price is low, and it's a rare, so you get a little extra CP for that. Another rare one I think is good right now is absolutely the this one, Mycelic Infantry, and then the Windicoot guy. That guy's pretty cheap in general right now. Let's see where he's at. $1.05. Yeah, he's been hovering around $1. But I bought everything I could when it went under $1. And then the Deep Lurker, that thing's a beast. I think that's a pretty high value card right now. And low cost.
I think some other cards that you definitely might want to pick up, especially like if you're playing diamond or champion level, is the Scorch Fiend, or not just the Scorch Fiend, all the fiends,
All the
because
fiends, yeah.
when you max them out, not only are they 0 mana, but like the Scorch Fiend gets demoralized when he's maxed out, so that's like -1 melee for all your opponents, and all of the fiends, when you max them out, they have this like the one for life, you get swiftness, so it's a +1 speed. And like these are some really big advantages like for a 0 mana card. And right now, they're as cheap as they're probably ever going to be. I mean, you can max them out for about $120 each. That could easily double pretty quick. So
yeah.
And another thing is, if you go to the marketplace, you can see how many of each card is listed on the marketplace. So that can kind of give you an idea of which ones are in a little more demand. Like the Fungus Fiend or the Torrent Fiend actually only has 35 cards available, and its bonus is the Headwinds. But it just seems like, there's significantly less of that compared to the other fiends. So if I was going to be doing all these fiends, that would be the first one I would go to, because it's got less cards for sale. That I can see I can get about 11 for $12 or $13, but then it starts to go up that second or third person to buy 11 of those is not going to be averaging at $12 or $13 per card. It's going to be like more like $15 or $20 per card. So that's a good way to look at things too, is like you kind of get a gauge on how everyone's like thinks of these cards and the demand that for each one of them, and see what the ones that have a lot on the market, well, those will probably stay cheaper as the other cards push up quicker.